Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 44 of the Dawn of MMA Save here on the channel in WMMA 5. As our first video of the year 2026 is a video showcasing an event from 25 years ago, as the California Carnage 2001 show is upon us. As we'll be seeing that quite shortly, because we only have one piece of mail to talk about, and it's unfortunately Frank Shamrock being out for his fight against Cyborg Santos. Very, very tough, especially with it being a California show. That would have been a hometown fight for him, and now that is not happening. We have Cyborg set for a potential fight in March. We're still trying to figure out if we want to push that back even further, if we're going to give him somebody else instead. It's up in the air as far as from that regard. But for California Carnage 2001, we will be seeing a middleweight title fight in our main event. Murlio Bustamante taking on Nate Marquardt. My goodness, what a fight there at 190. Can Nate be the man to beat Murlio Bustamante, the man who just seems to be unfucking beatable? Matt Serra and Mike Swick, the rematch as the co-main event at welterweight. Ken Shamrock versus Dan Henderson at a cruiserweight bout, which is a hell of a fight. Carl Uno and Joe Hurley as a lightweight bout, and then another middleweight fight here, but it's opening up the main card. Melvin Manhoef versus Eric Paulson, and yes, we do in fact have 5 fights on that main card, and we have 5 fights on the prelim, so our biggest card to date. This is kind of I wouldn't say it's going to be the standard. I think we're going to go with 5 and 4 from here on out. Maybe we'll keep it 5 and 5, but I think that's what we're going to do from here on out. The roster's getting bigger and bigger. It just makes sense to expand the card. Murlio Bustamante and Nate the Great Marquardt. Crazy. Murlio is 6-1 in ONE FC, and obviously Nate Marquardt is 6-1 overall. The experience level, obviously, for Murlio Bustamante, 34 years old to a 21-year-old Nate Marquardt. Crazy fight. Crazy fight. Marquardt's a plus 240 underdog. Murlio Bustamante, what more is there to say for the man? Crazy that he did lose his very first, his very first title fight with Henzo. And obviously Henzo leaves. We give him another bout for the middleweight title and a bit of I guess you could say for the vacated belt in that case. And he wins over Royce. Then he goes on a finishing streak, as you could see, rear naked chokes for Eric Paulson, Carlos Dutton, Kiyoshi Tamura, and Ken Shamrock. They've all been good to great in fantastic fights, though. I will say that. That's been probably the most impressive thing. But he's just been on an absolute tear. It's crazy that his 3 losses, again, Masakatsu Funaki, Ken Shamrock, and Henzo Gracie. It would be nice to get a Henzo rematch, but I think even now Henzo's kind of getting out of his prime, and obviously Masakatsu Funaki is not the same Masakatsu Funaki that was there in the mid 90s. But it's even crazier. He finished fucking Murlio Bustamante. That's definitely the most impressive win probably anybody has in the save. When you think about everybody just spanning across the entire save, that's got to be the most impressive one. For Nate, the Great Marquardt, he might just do it though. I think he's got the stand-up skills. He did lose to Kiyoshi Tamura via armbar, but it's like he's knocked out Eric Paulson. He's gotten rear naked choke wins. He's got the striking. That's kind of the biggest difference. Is he's not only a good grappler, but he's a really good striker. I think he's a much, much better striker than Murlio Bustamante, and I honestly think he's the toughest striker that Bustamante's fought yet for us in ONE FC. So this is going to be a hell of a fight. I think it's going to be a little closer than what the betting line has it as. We'll see, though. As far as our co-main event, Matt Serra and Mike Swick. The rematch here, of course, Swick 4-1, Matt Serra 5-1. Matt Serra's one loss is to, of course, Javier Cordero, which is the previous fight. And, of course, Mike Swick's only loss is to Matt Serra, which we just saw there with the fight history. These two fighting again, and Matt Serra being the favorite this time around as a minus 270. It was a lot closer when we did it the first time around. I was hoping to show it. But it's Obviously, again, the reach advantage is going to be crazy for Swick, but Matt Serra's wrestling is so good. To do this rematch, it was fun to kind of think of a way to bring this back again, because I just feel like that fight could go so many different ways. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out in this time around, especially with such a quick rematch comparatively to what we usually get. Usually it's a little while when somebody wins so decisively. But, I mean, it was looking interesting, again, for Swick until Matt Serra got that armbar. Ken Shamrock and Dan Hendo Henderson, the world's most dangerous man, and 2-3 in ONE FC, but so is Dan Henderson. Just crazy, he's 4-3 overall. Ken is the slight favorite at minus 190. Again, that's wild. 36-year-old out of his prime, Ken Shamrock. But at one point, man, I mean, of course, he had been getting submission wins all through Pride, comes back, fights Frank for the first time, beats him with a leg lock, and then he has to fight Merle Bustamante. And of course, he just got knocked out by Vanderlei in August, which is kind of a quick turnaround for somebody that got Muay Thai clinched and then kneed into oblivion. But we'll see how he does in his first fight back against Dan Hendo Henderson, who also got knocked out by Vanderlei Silva. But of course, he lost to former 205 champ Jeremy Horn. And he's also Sakuraba, which that loss to Sakuraba was crazy. That was a crazy fight. We'll see if he can get back on track. He's lost 3 of his last 4. Not a great run as of late. Both guys really need this win. I mean, this is going to be a hell of a fight with how kind of desperate these two guys are going to be to get this victory. For Carl Luno and Joe Hurley, though, Joe Hurley, hell of a run so far. 7-1, 2-0 overall. As far as for Carl Luno, he is the favorite on the betting line at minus 250. Carl Luno has had a tough go of it there as of late. Overall, he's 3-2, which is obviously a positive record, but he's lost 2 of his last 4. Been trading losses and wins back and forth. Obviously, the Ramiro Sato Sean Shirk losses are not crazy. I mean, Sean Shirk is an absolute demon in there. The Jins Pulver win was huge, but also it did go way into the second half of the fight, rather. But yeah, after having a pretty busy 97 and even through 98, he only had the one fight, so he was able to take a break a bit. But then 99 comes around, he's fighting twice. Fought in March though, and has been out since then, so almost a full year break. Still only 25. Sky's the limit, obviously, for Carl Luno. It's just the lightweight division. Rafael Cordeiro is obviously the best fighter in the world, and he's been it's going to be a hard guy to put away. But Joe Hurley, though, as far as what he can do, he's also beaten Toby Mata, but he went the distance with Imada. He did not finish him, and then he just went the distance with Joaquim Hansen. Very much a huge step up in competition comparatively to those guys. It's sink or swim as far as for this opportunity for Joe Hurley. We'll see if he can get it done. In our opening main card fight, Melvin Manhoef, Eric Paulson. The 1-2, Melvin Manhoef opening up this main card mainly out of desperation after the injury took out Frank Shamrock. But him and Eric Paulson, an interesting fight. Of course, he's either knocked out or, yeah, it's still crazy he got knocked out by Kiyoshi Tamura. Of course, the rear naked choke loss to Walid Ismaili. When you get a wrestler in there and somebody of such a dangerous high-level kickboxer that Melvin Manhoef is, and the fucking power he's got, he's a guy you want to quickly take down and get on the mat and go for a finish. But Eric Paulson, it's only a minus 130 favorite. It's only a slight favorite. Obviously, he's up there in age now, but he was a guy at one point, one of the top, 195ers or 190 for our case in the world. We'll see. As far as for Eric Paulson, I guess we didn't really talk about his fight history. He has lost 3 of his last 4, obviously on the tail end of his run. Still having great fights for the most part. He's had a couple of decent ones in 99. But, man, I think just the way he's going to get after, again, his losses are not crazy. Enzo, Ken Shamrock, Kiyoshi Nomura, Merlio Bustamante, Nate Marcotte, and Alex Stiebling. All relatively, obviously, most of these guys have fought for championships or have been champions. Alex Stevens, a rising guy, but he definitely could be a future middleweight title contender. Should be a fun one to open up the show. John Alessio, or at least opening up the main card. For John Alessio and Frank Trigg, this fight, we moved this up. This was going to happen on the Florida card in March, but moved it up after, again, the injury to Cyborg, or it says Cyborg, to Frank Shamrock for the Cyborg fight. John Alessio and Frank Trigg, both guys 3-2 in 1 FC. But John Alessio is 3-3 overall, while Frank Trigg is 6-2. Trigg is the clear favorite at minus 490. So far, that's been the biggest betting line we've seen on this card. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, though. He lost to Sarah, of course, and then he lost to Wanda Baraga. This could be a good bounce back fight for him. For John Alessio, he has a nice little winning streak right now, but obviously when he's usually fighting stiffer competition, does not go his way. He hasn't had a bad fight yet, so that's a good sign. We'll see how he does at only 21 years old, too. Crazy. A young son of a bitch. There's Brian Fury Johnston taking on Valentine Overeem. He hasn't won the fight yet, as Overeem, baby Overeem. Maybe not baby Overeem, older Overeem. But, so Brian Johnston's 1-5 as well. Not a great record for both guys in 1FC. But I think they stylistically match up very well. They're both kickboxers. They both are going to bring it. Should be a fun fight, all things considered. This is a regular heavyweight bout. Valentine is minus 140. Brian Johnston's minus 130. So very close on that betting line. He did just get knocked out by Alistair Overeem. So a potential rematch, or not a potential rematch, a potential revenge fight, rather, for Brian Johnston. He's, finished Tank Abbott. He beat Bob Schreiber. He's beaten Enson Inoue, Kimo Leopoldo. Obviously, the Ogawa loss was crazy. The Gary Goodrich fight is always fun to see. Goodrich fight another striker. He even had a good fight out of Carlos Barreto, which is shocking. He just has not had a bad fight yet in 1FC as well. And this is gonna be a fun one, I think. For Overeem. Lost to Yvel after beating Dan Severn at Pride 10. He lost to TK, he lost to Marco Hulas, he lost to Heath Herring, obviously. Just, losing 4 of your last 7, or 4 of your last 6, rather, excuse me, is terrible for as far as how you're doing as of late. But, again, another guy that doesn't really have bad fights. Should be a fun one. Should be a fun one for how these two kickboxers are going to battle it out. And for Dario Matsui, he is fighting the Boogeyman, Dean Lister. Dean Lister making his 1FC debut. Matsui made his debut in his previous fight, which he lost to Walid Ismaili by decision, which is kind of crazy to get choked out. But, now we have a new biggest betting line favorite tonight, Dean Lister at minus 630. We'll see what the Boogeyman can do. Obviously, a tremendous grappler, and he's training at AKA. That's going to make him a very well-rounded guy. The California native as well, so he's going to be fighting for the home crowd. The home statewide crowd, because who knows where we would have ran California Carnage. Would have been in somewhere like a San Diego or San Francisco, or would have been somewhere near, LA, or would have been in Sacramento. Obviously, there's so many places we could have ran, with California being such a big city, or big state. As Tetsuya Kawajiri and Joe Stevenson are a lightweight bout here, as the debuting Joe Stevenson taking on Tetsuya Kawajiri, who won in his debut fight, of course, as he beat Toby Mata, knocked him out in the second. That was, of course, back in October. But yeah, Joe Stevenson, 18 years old, the California native, fighting a very tough young lightweight as well. Both fights in the minuses, but the 18-year-old is a slight favorite at minus 130. Crazy fight. Obviously, these two being so super young in their careers, really anything can happen. And speaking of guys young into their careers, literally just debuted in the world, Josh Thompson, last month, now fighting Toby Mata in his first fight ever. Toby Mata is a plus 470 underdog. That is insane. Toby Mata's had an extremely tough run of it. 4-fight losing streak. His only win was to Colin Mansour, who's lost to everybody. It's either going to be a great, excellent fight, or it's going to be a decent or a poor fight. Like, it could go either way. Who the hell knows with Toby Mata, but Josh Thompson, his wrestling and kickboxing is a pretty good combination of skills. He's a pretty good kickboxer. I would say he's a better kickboxer than he is wrestler, but we'll see. We'll see. Both guys 22 years old as well. As for our main event, Murli Bustamante looking to make his 5th defense of the middleweight title, which would be quite impressive. Both men have finished 4 of the last 5 opponents. Marcotte is a little bit more well-rounded, like we said, but Bustamante, he gets the submission wins quickly at times. Bustamante main eventing for the 7th time as well in a 1FC event. And both, of course, world-ranked fighters. Bustamante number 1. Marcotte 13th as far as from the, it says light heavyweights in the world, obviously, because it's 190, so it's a little closer to 205, I guess, than 185. But basically, it's, light middleweights, really, is what it should be. But Bustamante, clear Blurcat Staff Picks favorite as well. We'll see how that one plays out. Matt the Terracera and Mike Quick Swick. Of course, the main event for 1 May in Manhattan last year. Matt Serra won by submission. Both men have finished the majority of their opponents. Matt Serra, of course, probably winning more off of submissions, but he did knock out. Or did he knock him out or did he knock him down? I forget. Oh, no, yeah, he did knock him out cold. Matt Hughes. Tremendous stuff. Crazy that great streak of good to great matches ended with Cordero. We'll see how he does. See how he does if he can get another big win over Mike Quick Swick, or will Swick use that reach to his advantage this time successfully. With that 9-inch reach advantage, anything is possible. The world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock versus Dan Hendo Henderson. Our next main card fight. Ken, of course, submitting 3 of his last 5 opponents. Crazy, nobody's backing Dan Henderson. Someone should at least take a flyer on him. His striking is so good. He can turn a fight in an instant. Carl Uno and Joe Hurley. Joe Hurley has won 4 of his last 5 fights by decision, while Carl Uno submitted 3 of his last 5. The first non-clean sweep for somebody on the Blurcat Staff Picks is Carl Uno only up 5-2. Which, yeah, I mean, I could definitely see Joe Hurley getting this win. He's been tremendous so far. Hasn't lost yet in 1FC, and he's looking to just be a complete buzzsaw there in the lightweight division. Melvin Manhoef and Eric Paulson. Our next contest, our opening main card bout. 4-3 on the Blurcat Staff Picks, with Eric Paulson having the slight edge. Should be a close fight in that regard. Then our prelim main, the natural John Alessio versus Twinkle Toes. Frank Trigg, big betting line favorite, big Blurcat Staff Picks favorite as well. The Las Vegas native, a little closer to obviously California than what we see. Well, Vancouver's maybe a little. Well, no, I wouldn't say it's maybe a little closer, but it's at least it's on that side. At least it's not Montreal. Then it'd be a very, very long way for John Alessio. But that's going to be an interesting fight. Brian Fury Johnson and Valentine Overeem, the 2 heavyweights battling it out that have had a string of bad losses and bad luck. Maybe that will turn around for Overeem tonight, or for Brian Johnson. We shall see. It's our next prelim bout, the 1 debut for Dean Lister, the Boogeyman. We'll see how this great jiu-jitsu middleweight will do. As far as I think he's going to be a very much a thorn in the side of a lot of guys. A dark horse contender to be the guy that might finally beat Murli Bustamante for the title if he does go on a run, just with how great his grappling is. Should be an interesting one. And then our prelim main, the debut for 18-year-old Joe Daddy Stevenson. As for the Tatsuya Kawajiri, the Crusher Tatsuya Kawajiri, he is a slight favorite, but of course only just one fight on his resume for Kawajiri. Of course, that was in October, so extremely quick turnaround. When did he debut is where I was going to look for. April, yeah, so hasn't been in the game a full year. Obviously, Joe Stevenson has been here a little longer. Yeah, July. So a couple of month jump start, I should say, rather, for Kawajiri. Or actually, no, that was yeah, that was 90. Never mind. 'Cause, yeah, wasn't that? Oh no, it was 2000. I was thinking it was 99, but no, it was 2000. So yeah, just a couple of months ahead of him. We'll see how that one plays out. Oh no, this is the opening. I always forgot that we added the Josh Thompson Toby Mata fight. Toby Mata, as it was, since October of '98. Insane, especially for him being such an underdog in this fight to a debuting pro debut. Josh Thompson. That's just crazy. At least Toby Mata's fought some very tough guys. You figured he'd have some respect, but no, he does not. It is quite crazy to be a minus 590 favorite here for Josh Thompson. All right, so Kyle Chris was our referee. The judges, they of course they're both California natives, San Jose and LA. So here we go. They are underway. They touch gloves. Mata trying to grapple. Already Josh Thompson. Oh my. He lands a sick head kick and he knocks him down. Looking to put him away with the soccer kicks and stomps, but he's hanging in there. And now Thompson comes in. Got side control. What a start for Josh Thompson. Oh my god, he's looking for the Kimura. That'd been crazy. Doesn't get it. But, oh, he's going for an arm triangle. He's actually throwing a lot of submissions at him. I did not expect that at all. We stand him back up. Josh Thompson, obviously, the kickboxing is sensational already. We're seeing a big time strike. Two left hands from Thompson, then he follows it up with a vicious right, but that misses. One for a jab. As Thompson, he hits a Slytherin kicks to the legs. We'll cut him with a spin kick here. Does Thompson. And, I mean, Yamada's done jack shit. Here's a right cross. He's getting pieced up. He's not able to grab a hold of him to maybe do a judo throw. It's been all Thompson. Now he's limping already. I mean, he's getting the shit kicked out of him. There comes a body kick. Went for a spin kick, but he missed all those strikes in the combination. Even worse is Amada caught the kick. Still can't take him down. As Amada just, that's crazy, man. Oh, there we go. He finally clinches up with him. Still can't take him down. And Thompson's the one that's in control. So they were not lying about the betting line. That is pretty much on par for this fight. It has been all Josh Thompson. But a lot of time left. A lot of time left. Anything can happen. There's a 1-2 though. And oh my, he caught him with that big left hook. Rocked him big time. Now he caught him with the right just behind the ear. Down he goes, and that's got to be it this time. There we go. Josh Thompson gets it done at the start of the second. Phenomenal performance from him in his debut. He wants Ralph Gracie. That's crazy. Ralph Gracie's like a top 5 lightweight. But, I mean, he just went through Toby Mata like it was nothing. So, not the craziest thing in the world. When you look at it like that. And Kyle Crisp, our referee again, for this next lightweight bout. We'll see if Joe Stevenson can keep the California wins a coming. Her bet on the card. 1-2 from Stevenson. Kawajiri is equal to it. Now he grabs him into a clinch, trying to get him against the ropes. He does so. Oh, wow. Stevenson gets out of it. Kawajiri again looking to clinch up with him, which is interesting. With his jiu-jitsu, I would not want to try and grapple up with him. I would try to use my kickboxing if I was Kawajiri, but he's getting a hold of him at a pretty high click, too, and he's able to wrestle him around. But once they get up against the ropes, he gets out of it. So it's been awful from that perspective. Kawajiri moves in fast, clinches up with him, out against the ropes again. Oh, now some dirty boxing. So now finally Kawajiri is able to have some success, but Kyle Crisp has to separate him. And it's been pretty awful from Kawajiri as far as how he's just, he's wanting to stall a 18-year-old making his debut guy. But there we go. Stevenson's got the more dominant position in the grapple. Now he's looking for trips. Doesn't get it. Looking for it again. Still can't take him down. It's a bit of a stalemate here. Bit of a stalemate with the wrestling, which obviously makes sense with them being at minus 110, minus 130. Another takedown, unsuccessful. So Stevenson blocks it. Now he steps back, gets out of that predicament. Here comes a 1-2. Great stuff from Stevenson. Scores the right cross. Now Stevenson's getting a little tired though, but he hits a straight right hand that lands hard. He's hitting some big time shots here. Cowdrey got got a hold of him again. I was looking to get him up against the ropes, but again, Stevenson is wrestling back. Now Cowdrey though looking for the takedown. Oh my goodness, got the takedown finally, but it's the end of the first. Cowdrey already shoots in for the takedown, doesn't get it. Cowdrey still got a hold of him. So yeah, he's gonna put him against the ropes, but Stevenson again gets out of it. Cowdrey again looking for the clinch and looking for the push him against the ropes. But again, rinse and repeat. Joe Stevenson getting out of it. Yeah, Cowdrey just doing everything he can to make sure he keeps him up against the ropes. Cowdrey with a left cross here. There's a left jab from Stevenson. He can't hit the right cross. Cowdrey with the right hook, but missed it. Can't hit the right cross to Stevenson. There's a good count from Stevenson. A good jab at a right hook. Interesting, the kickboxer's getting completely outclassed, pretty much striking-wise. There's a nice right cross from Stevenson. Both guys are very, very challenged as far as energy-wise, stamina-wise, which is crazy. Again, they'll both be 155ers, and, they're 15 minutes in, and they're getting pretty tired, which I guess that is a normal fight, 3-round, 5-minute fight. Oh, off target with a jab. Doesn't find the mark of the right hook. Off target with a jab, also has a right hook blocked. Left cross from Cowdrey, left hand from Stevenson. Comes in with a left cross to Stevenson, and both guys fall into a ragged clinch, which Cowdrey gets a takedown off of it. Don't know if we'll see anything on the mat. I think both guys are pretty much just stalling out to make it to the next round. Alta scramble. So yeah, Cowdrey did end up trying to pass. He's on top. Is Stevenson in the north-south? Knee to the side of the head. If he would have probably went for the north-south choke, he probably would have got it. But he does not. He just knees him instead. Look to do more damage. Cowdrey got him against the ropes. Yeah, just stalling out again. Kyle Chris is going to have to separate him. Oh, never mind. Stevenson gets out of it. Nice straight right hand from Stevenson. Another right cross after a left hand. So now he's 1-2 him here. Stevenson attacks with the left jab. Right hand nearly fails to connect. Misses the jab. Hits the right hand. Right cross from Cowdrey. Stevenson has the right hand taking on the gloves. Off target with a jab. Lands the right hook. Also off target with a jab and lands the right hook to Cowdrey. Right cross from Stevenson. Yeah, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, Stevenson gets a takedown. A tired-ass takedown, and it's a scramble already. Cowdrey's up first. Only grabbed in a waist lock, and Stevenson going right back down. Oh, wow. Now he's in, looking for a mount here. Damn, that's crazy. Another scramble. Cowdrey ends up in guard. What a scramble for Cowdrey to get out of that predicament. It's crazy that he's maybe the better wrestler than the jiu-jitsu guy, but the kickboxing background is getting outclassed by a guy who's just known for his jiu-jitsu. Wild-ass fight. Wild-ass fight. He is training at Upstart Karate, so maybe that's what's helping him out a lot here. Now he's coming out on top, inside control. Don't think he's going to be able to do anything with it. But on top again, I mean, this is going to be a very close fight as far as how they're going to judge this. They both have had moments of success. I feel like Stevenson's landed more strikes, so he's probably done more damage. But, I mean, Cowdrey is hanging in there. Hanging in there. Now, Stevenson, if he gets this takedown, this would be massive for him, which he does get. It's a scramble already. Cowdrey drags him, or is immediately dragged up against the ropes. Gets that takedown as well. Cowdrey is able to get out of that very, very quickly, though, the way he's scrambling and getting out of there, but I don't know if it's going to help him out here. He keeps on getting taken down. Cowdrey, though, is keeping him at bay in guard, and yeah, that misses with that one, too. This Cowdrey, and Stevenson misses as well. Doesn't get the takedown. Oh, boy, looking to grab a leg here, looking to take him down. He does so. That's crazy. Stevenson got him down. I mean, this is going to be an interesting scorecard. I feel like Stevenson won this fight, but it would not surprise me if Cowdrey steals a round. Oh, yeah, they all gave it to Joe Stevenson. Yeah, I mean, he, that last fucking round, he's getting takedowns, dominated him, really. I mean, yeah, literally, Kawajiri did jack shit. He landed a couple strikes, obviously, in round two. Round three. Round two. That might have been the one round where you'd have to be like, yeah, Kawajiri probably definitely won it if you're going to split round by round. Probably that too. Interesting enough, if it was scored like that off of each round, it'd have been 2-2 and you would have had to have an OT round. Joe Stevenson, though, gives an inject to everyone at Upstart Karate. Obviously, responses all his friends, family, and supporters. As our next contest, Daria Matsui and the Boogeyman, Dean Lister. Judges at ringside here. They're fighting for the whole crowd, of course, is Dean Lister. And here we go. They touch gloves already. Right hand taking on the gloves after the jab lands. Oh, nice 1-2 from Daria Matsui. Dean Lister with a nice counter. It's a left jab, but the right hand narrowly fails to connect. Right hand taking on the gloves here. He's off target with the left jab. Also has a right hand absorbed on the gloves. Nice left cross from Dean Lister here after the right hook lands from Matsui. Both guys are actually striking pretty well for two wrestlers. As if I don't work with the right hook. Well, I guess for Dean Lister, more of a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, but Dean Lister with the left cross here again. Owens attempted a takedown in the first 5 minutes, which is kind of crazy. Missed that one too. Dean Lister still trying to strike. It's an awful strategy, but at the same time, this is a great chance for him to work on that in his second ever fight. Brief exchange passes without nothing happening. And Matsui swinging for the fences and misses. Both men really swinging for the fences and misses. And Dean Lister now getting tired. Another 1-2. Oh, actually, he lands the right cross. Oh, nope, never mind. It was blocked. My goodness. I mean, I was about to say, when's the last time somebody got hit with a strike that landed? There we go. There's a jab and right hook from Matsui. I mean, insane shit, to be honest. That was crazy how many missed strikes there were. But Dean Lister's getting tired. Not a great sign, obviously, with just the first 10 minutes down. See what Dean Lister can do here. Coming off the counter, left hand connects. Left cross from Matsui. Doesn't connect with the right hand. Doesn't find the mark with the right hook. Both men are in trouble of pretty much running out of gas at this rate. 1-2 from Dean Lister. Try to get him against the ropes, which he does. So we're finally seeing some grappling success. He cut him with that elbow. Stomping him, kneeing him. Quick elbows. There's a sharp right to the ear. There's an uppercut now. He's doing his damn thing. That's for sure. Finally, Matsui might have earned him enough time to separate him, did the ref. So here we go. 1-2 misses from Matsui. Dean Lister misses with the right cross. Counter that also fails to connect. Matsui comes in with the right hand. Off the counter. They're going to check on the cut. Luckily, not a fight ender. Back on their way. The right cross is blocked. Misses with the jab. Also can't hit the right cross. I mean, this has just been an insane fight of how many strikes these guys have thrown and have not landed at all. There's a cut on Dean Lister now after the shot from Matsui. I mean, Matsui is landing some big shots. I don't know if he's going to have enough to win a fight here for him tonight over Dean Lister, but my goodness, he's been getting pieced up. Dean Lister with another takedown, though, which again, he could be doing that the whole night. I don't know why he's trying to strike with him. Straight right hand lands from Matsui. Well, as I say that, he doesn't actually take him down here, but he's going to take him down here up against the ropes. So now we'll see what Dean Lister will do if he's trying to... Oh, he's got side control with ease. That's what I'm talking about. This is where he's going to shine. He's just got to actually do it. He could probably get mount right now, but he just isn't trying. Now they stand him back up. Right cross from Matsui. Dean Lister trying to go right back down, but he's going to get him against the ropes, and there's the trip. Not going to pass. Oh, wow, he can't do it, though, actually. Oh, no, he does. He can't fend off the effort. Can only stop him at half guard. It's a scramble from Matsui, but bad idea. Dean Lister just grabs side control, and yeah, Matsui, he needs a finish at this rate. And there's a straight right hand from Matsui. Hits him with a straight right hand again. I mean, he's going for it. He's looking for that big ass knockout, but I don't think it's going to happen, especially now that he's been taken down again with such ease. He's got side control now, looking for mount. Not able to get it though, which is kind of crazy. Definitely thought he could. Some elbows here, but they're not doing any damage when he's in guard. Yeah, I mean, this is just, oh, now Matsui tries to move to guard. Doesn't allow it. Yeah, I mean, this has just been complete domination from Dean Lister now. He knows he doesn't have any energy to strike or anything, and neither does Matsui to stop these takedowns, so he's just going to keep on just rinsing and repeating until he gets the job done. Oh, there, well, now he's looking to pass. Weak punches, tries to decide his next move, trying to move to guard, but again, Lister doesn't allow it. That's the end of the fourth and final round. Yeah, Dean Lister obviously won that fight. Not the greatest of fights, but Dean Lister, you could tell, grappling-wise, he could be a problem if he keeps on working hard. Gave some name checked over to AKA, all of his various sponsors, all of his friends, family, and supporters as well. Alrighty, so Valentin Overeem and Brian Johnston, two men that are, above 500, but just slightly. You have both men at minus betting lines, minus 130, minus 140. Should be an interesting one with how close this should be as far as skill level wise. Kyle Crisp is our referee, and Venice Beach, California native Brian Johnston looking to get a big win here in Cali as they come together. And already missing the big right hand as Johnston, which Overeem comes in with a good one too. And then he goes for a takedown. That's crazy. I know he does have a grappling background with his obviously Dutch kickboxing roots, but to shoot him for, shooting for a takedown this early is kind of crazy, especially with how good he's probably at striking itself. But he is taking him down there. Now he's looking to throw some knees right on the forehead potentially, but they got out of it actually. Holy shit. Yeah, got up sharply. Crazy. And now here comes a big right hand, which Johnson now with a counter. It's a left jab. Right hooks avoiding the last possible second. Overeem again shoots. This time he does get the single leg. Doesn't have to get him against the ropes. Looking for some ground and pound. Now looking for a leg lock. That was crazy. Again. Seeing Overeem shoot in for takedowns and go for leg locks. It's definitely not how I thought this fight would go. But it's an interesting strategy. The fact that Johnson has not even tapped is kind of crazy for him just being a traditional kickboxer. And here we go. He stops the takedown here. Well, the great sprawl. Yeah, Brian Johnston looking really, really good. Oh, there's a 1-2, though, from Overeem, and he rocked him with the big shot. Looking for the head kick. It does hit, but it only doesn't have any power behind it. Goes for a big right uppercut, doesn't get all of it as well as Johnston partially blocks it. Goes for another head kick, and it glances off the forearms. He's hanging in there, is Brian Johnston. He has been rocked twice. It's been pretty brutal. Here comes Overeem with a left jab and a left kick to the rib cage. Good right hand from Johnston. Overeem doesn't get this takedown, but he's going to get him against the ropes. Now he's going to take him down here, and now he's looking for mount. Oh my, he's got mount. This is not good. Pounds away on Johnston, landing several good shots. Now he gives up his back. Some more ground and pound. My goodness, that was a hell of an ending round for Overeem. Johnston, definitely in trouble now. It looked like he could potentially land some big shots. There's a 1-2 from Johnston, speaking of, but it's just, I don't know if he's going to be able to overcome what just happened in that first round. Overeem gets this big takedown. Oh, looking for a twister. Holy shit, he got him with a twister. He might be the first person to do a twister in this save. That is pretty revolutionary shit. Hell of a win for the Python. And what a win, winning with Twister, as he takes everyone to connect to the Cobra Kai dojo and helping him prepare for the fight. He showed fucking no mercy, that's for sure. And he got the big win. Our prelim main event here, John Alessio, the natural John Alessio, taking on Twinkle Toes Frank Trigg. We'll see what happens in our final prelim fight of the night. A nice straight right hand from John Alessio. Now goes for the big right hand here as well. Also lands. Trigg avoids the big right that time, but Alessio's still throwing some big shots. But I think Frank Trigg's going to turn this fight around, especially if he gets his chance to clinch up with him, which I think he's about to. No, nope, he's still going for combinations here. The kickboxing has been pretty solid for Milicio so far, but now he's got him clenched. So now he's got him against the ropes. Just gonna, catch him with a nice short uppercut here out of the clinch. Gets out of it, though, does Alicio. So we're back to striking, and Alicio with a nice body kick. Again, the kickboxing from Alicio has been a lot better than I anticipated. There's the vicious right cross up to the left hand, and he knocks down Frank Trigg. We might see a huge upset here. Oh, but Frank Trigg's already back up to his feet. There's a right cross, lands hard again. My goodness, Frank Trigg is in big trouble. Big trouble here. Jab, straight right hand, comes in for the takedown. He's got the takedown. Looking to pass. It's a scramble. Ends up shoving up against the ropes again. Brutal stuff, though. Alicio up against the ropes. And now they're just there up to the end of the round. Second round. Here we go. Trigg already shoots in for the takedown. Obviously, Alicio looking really good in that round. Got him up against the ropes here. Trigg trying to make sure he just controls him and hangs on here. But the referee is going to separate him quickly. And Alicio stuck with his back to the ropes. So we'll see what Alicio can do, if he can do anything. But it's mainly just been uppercuts, some dirty boxing against the ropes. Just Trigg just trying to survive after the tough first round he had to endure. But again, he can't get this takedown, so he's going to push him against the ropes yet again. Brutal stuff that he's not going for a takedown after this. I think he's afraid of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so he knows, hey, I can keep him up against the ropes and just hold him there until they separate him, and he just goes right back to it. Just brutal. Absolutely brutal. I wish there was a way I could control how quickly they separate out of the clinch. I don't think that's a thing for the refs, but that would be nice. Because I know you can change how quickly they stand them up, but not separating the clinch. Third round here. I mean, we start the second half of this second half of this fight, rather. And Trigg gets a hold of him without getting even hit one time. And now Trigg looking for the slam. He does slam him down, and he got him out. Oh my. Big time elbows. Holy shit. And he fucking ground and pounds his way to victory. Did not expect that from Frank Trigg. What a hell of a takedown and just some elbows out of mount. Brutal shit. And he wants Akihiro Gono for his next fight. We could definitely make that happen. As our main card opener, Melvin Manhoef, Eric Paulson. Middleweight contest here. Here we go. Eric Paulson trying to tempt his opponent to reckless strike, which is crazy. Because you're going to get caught with some big-time bombs from Melvin Manhoef. And he caught him with a leg kick, too. But there's Paulson with the takedown. So he got a hold of him. And he's looking for the Kimura. Oh, he popped his arm free. So never mind. I thought that was going to be it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, obviously with Melvin Manhoef, we gave him a bit of a shit fight. It was close to the betting line, but really, again, the grappler, when you don't really have any type of ground defense, you're going to get finished pretty quickly. It comes down to hoping for the big strike. It didn't happen. But Enzo Gracie Academy trainee for Eric Paulson, getting the win as the California native as well. As our main card, next contest, our lightweight contest here, Joe Hurley, Carl Uno. Joe Hurley, of course, from Walnut Creek, California, get a big ovation. Neither fighter gets caught with a strike. Carl Uno off target with a jab. Also, has the right hand, rather, taking on the gloves. Slipping past a nice right hook attempt with a nice left hand. It's good counter striking. Nothing out of the right hook there. From Hurley. Oh, gets counter the right cross. Does Hurley. Carl Uno doing a really good job counter striking so far. Hasn't landed that huge shot, but there's a nice left hand and a left hook. A left hook from Hurley and a left hand from Uno. Yeah, I mean, he's working pretty hard to get something going. Can't connect on the left jab or the head kick. Doesn't connect with the left jab or the right hook. And he's in trouble. There's a counter as the right hand with a quick left and a right cross that just missed it. Good shit. Good shit here. Oh, doesn't make contact on the left jab or the head kick. Hurley avoids the jab, right hook's avoiding the last possible second. Uno comes in with a jab and a right hook. Nice counter again from Carl Uno. And Joe Hurley comes in now with a counter. Jab and a right hook. Yeah, the counter striking for both men has been pretty great tonight. Early on, I think both guys are landing some good combinations. There's a great combination there with a left jab and a right cross from Carl Uno. And he slips past the right hook with a nice left hand off the counter. Pretty yummy, pretty back and forth stuff. Yeah, obviously early in the fight, so it's hard to really dictate who's gonna pull this thing out. But both guys looking really good. Carl Uno with a 1-2, and now Hurley's starting to slow down a bit. Does land the right hook though. Oh, and there's a counter for Joe Hurley. Quick left jab and a right hand. And Hurley avoids the big right, and there's a two-punch combination from Uno, which Hurley again avoids. And now Carl Uno is not going to be driven back here, at least that point, but now he is. So this is exactly what Hurley needs if he, if you did have him losing that first round, to kind of bounce back and get back into this fight. Left jab, misses the right hand. Carl Uno, though, still landing his southpaw strikes. Both guys are getting challenged, though, physically. Obviously, at this point, it'd be 15 minutes of a 3-5 minute fight. Carl Uno lands a 1-2. Shadowed into a clinch here as both men. Joe Hurley with a trip, doesn't get it though. Now Carl Uno looking for a judo throw, which he does sweep him. Obviously, he has a judokan, so obviously very good with his sweeps. Gets caught in side control here as well. Looking for the arm triangle. Hurley blocks it. Looking for mount. Oh my, he's got mount. Some elbows. Not even landing anything clean though. Now he's breathing very hard. Yeah, he's just elbowing the shit out of him. Now he's rocks him with him. Kind of crazy, though, with the elbows from ground and pound. I mean, it's been a pretty violent affair on this main card tonight. Caught him with the right hook. Did Joe Hurley. Left hook from Hurley now. Two-punch combination from Carl Uno. Quick left, straight right. He's looking really good. Hurley with a trip. Doesn't work, though. Hurley with a takedown. Yeah, we got him. Yeah, but let's say takedown a tip, but he just full on gets the takedown. Oh, boy. Carl Uno takes his opponent's back. Look for the rear naked choke. If he gets both hooks in, it could be over. But now he's got him. Joe Hurley still defending it. There we go. Tough break for Joe Hurley. Mental mistake there. Giving up his back, exposing his back. Carl Uno, great job. What a win. And stops Joe Hurley's winning streak here in one. But fantastic fight, though, for both guys. And he praises team at the Kato Dojo. For that one, our next contest, Dan Endo Henderson, Ken Shamrock, two California natives. Obviously, the fight experience edge to Ken Shamrock, even though he's 6 years his elder. The amount of fights he's had compared to Dan Henderson here in MMA is crazy. Both fighters, of course, getting a big ovation, and they've locked eyes. They're ready to go. Yeah, they're ready. Punch combination or just throws a punch. Shamrock avoids it, and now Shamrock gets a hold of him, got him against the ropes. You hate to see this if they're just going to clinch the whole time, and Henderson gets out of it, though, luckily for us. Nice crunching right hook. Again, Dan Henderson has the power of those big right hands to knock him out, but it just is going to come down to if he can hang on and out-grapple Shamrock and survive, which he's been able to slip out of multiple times, but just Ken Shamrock's going to be a man possessed out there. He avoids the big right. Avoids that one, too, as well. Now Shamrock again with a clinch up against the ropes. Double underhook traps him now. Just brutal stuff. Again, would love to see him get separated, which Dan Henderson gets out of it. And here comes the beauty of a straight right hand. And yeah, again, Shamrock trying to close the distance. He gets caught with a nice straight right hand from Henderson. Crunching right hook now. Shamrock's eating these shots. Oh, Henderson, as far as he was looking to suck him into his guard, does Ken, but he gets slammed for his troubles, and now could be interesting here. I was looking for side control, but leaves his leg in, gets trapped in half guard. Now he's looking to pass. Sees it, almost gets it, but Shamrock was ready for it, and it's a scramble. And it looks to dive in for a leg, and he winds up on his back. Obviously, went for a big swing for the fence there, probably because it's to the end of the round. Not a terrible idea. And oh boy, there's a right cross that knocks him out cold. Dan Henderson kicks off the second round with a big time shot and knocks him out with it. Big win. Upset for Dan Henderson. Looked great out there. Team Quest guy. striking-wise, I mean, he's going to always have that edge over a lot of those 205ers. So here we go, our rematch here between a former welterweight champion and a former welterweight title fight. It's Mike Swick, now the hometown guy, against Matt Serra. We'll see if we can use that reach advantage. And already, Swick comes in with a counter. A sequence of jabs followed by a nice right hand. As long as, again, he makes sure that he does not overextend. He makes sure he counter strikes everything. Oh, left hook, though, from Serra. There's a 5 quick punch combination from Swick. Left hook to the body. Serra gets suckered in by a feint. Counters right hand with a right cross. Again, the counter striking. Phenomenal. Oh, there's a counter strike from Serra, though. Solid right hand. And both guys take shots on their gloves. Counters here after dodging the right hand and counterattacks with a quick left and right hook. Great right hook here after a quick left jab from Swick. Yeah, I mean, this has been perfect for Mike Swick. Perfect game plan. Misses that right cross. Serra comes in with a left cross. Kind of crazy. Matt Serra's been wanting to just strike with him. Terrible idea. Swick's going to outstrike him every time. And it's been pretty evident there. You know, he's counterattacking with the left hands. Went for a left jab and missed with the right cross. Did Serra. Now he's getting tired, but so is Swick. Swick with a left jab with the right hook to avoid the last possible second off the counter. Another 1-2 off the counter to jab at a good right hook. Swick counters a nice, right hand with a nice right hook, rather. And oh, and he rocked him with it. Uppercut. Down goes Serra. Oh, no, he's hanging in there. Never mind. Oh, there he goes. Down he goes. Right hand. Looking to finish him off, but Matt Serra's going to hang on. And this is kind of where Matt Serra needs to be. Because he is exactly where he could be to have something positive happen. Now he's in Musa Swick's down full guard, not half guard. Gets out of that round. Does Matt Serra, but I mean, if you're Matt's corner, you gotta tell him, shoot for a fucking takedown. Do something. Grapple up with him. You're getting completely outclassed stand-up wise. You're gonna get caught again, and it's probably gonna be a time where you can't recover. Gets kind of a nice right hook. Counters with a right hand. Swick's just been tremendous here. Starting to lower his hands now with Serra. That's not going to help him out at all. More counters. I mean, Swick is just eating him up. Got him again. Wobbles. He's not going down, but he covers up. And there's the vicious uppercut. Down he goes. He hangs in there yet again. But this time, Matt Serra's got some time to work on the bottom. Postures up, stopping Serra from throwing elbows from the bottom now. And also making sure he doesn't get caught by a triangle, an arm bar from the bottom. But yes, Serra smothering him, trying to make sure he hangs on. And they're going to stand him up, which is exactly what Swick needs. But now finally Serra's going to get him up against the ropes. He's finally grappling with him. He could have swept him, I think, here. But he's just going to keep on kneeing him and try to do damage. Very interesting strategy. And oh my lord, another right hand that rocks him. It's a beautiful straight right hand on the jaw. Down he goes for a third time. Oh my lord, he's gonna scramble and somehow be grabbed, and now a trip, and now Serra's gonna get side control. Unreal. Unreal. He might just win this fight here in the third. Now he's grounding and pounding. This is insane. Oh, yep. Got his back. Now both hooks in. That's got to be it. Wow. Doesn't choke him. Looking for it again. Doesn't get it again. I can't believe Swick has not been tapped out yet. Or, I mean, he's just been surviving here. What a comeback for Matt Serra. Been dropped 3 times. Got the heart of a fucking champion, that's for sure. He's not giving up. And Swick is a man on a mission. I cannot believe he held on. And there's a right hand that lands hard. Left jab. Serra avoids the big right. Another shot. Another straight right hand. I mean, he's eating these shots. Another straight right hand. Another one. I mean, Jesus Christ. Now he can't even take him down. Swick with the brilliant sprawl. Left hand, right cross. Lands hard again. Matt Serra can't take him down. Insane. He's going to trip him here, though. He's still got so much time to get something going. Trying to pass. Yep, he's inside control. He's got mount. My oh my. If he can ground and pound his way to victory here to end out this fight, would be sensational, but he's going to hang on. What a crazy fight. I mean, an OT round would be incredible there, but they're going to give it to Swick. I think that is the right call. He did drop him a bunch of times, but my goodness, Matt Serra's third round landed 84 strikes in that single round. Insane. The fourth round too, obviously. He was hitting some big time shots. It's kind of crazy that you look at it from a fight by fight standpoint, as far as from the stats, without counting for the 3 knockdowns. Just crazy. It's a crazy fight. Surprised it was only rated good. I mean, that was insane. What a win, though, for Swick. Avenges that last loss. And I would love a trilogy fight between those two. Just stylistically, it's such a unique matchup. And he wants Carlos Newton next. We could definitely give him that fight. It's a fight he's earned, especially after beating Matt Serra, the former champ. And he's a Lions Den guy, too, which is crazy as well. Learning under assuming Ken, could be Frank, side of the Lions Den. But Kyle Crisp, our referee for a middleweight title fight, Nate the Great, Mark Hunt, and Mario Bustamante. Bustamante already shooting in for the takedown. Doesn't get it, though. He's got him up against the ropes. Trips him here, yeah. That's the game plan. We already know. Bustamante does what he does. Passes the side control. Looking to get him out. Can't get him. Just halfway point in the second. Crisp hands him up. And Mark caught again. Oh, he caught him. Got the spinning back kick to Bustamante, and now he takes him down. Brutal stuff from Marcotte. I mean, he's completely outclassed so far in this first round. Hasn't really been close at all. Been all Bustamante. Doesn't get this takedown, but again, he's going to get him against the ropes, which he'll then assumably take him down. Marcotte's is throwing 1-2s, but Bustamante's not, he's just not eating them. Just crazy. His strike defense has gotten better. It's nuts. But Marcotte's making sure that he does not get finished, at least, for his sake. But it's still been all Bustamante. They stand to back up. Marcotte's getting a little tired. Again, the final kick is too slow. And again, Bustamante goes for a takedown. But he doesn't get it. He's going to get this takedown. The first time's not going to work. Oh, Marcotte with an armbar attempt. That would have been insane. Looking for it again. Bustamante blocks it. Crazy. Out of desperation, you probably feel like. And now he's got side control. And yeah, I mean, not a great way to end this card for how exciting, especially considering that previous fight was so fucking fun. But, I mean, Bustamante's got his game plan. He knows what he's going to do. Everybody knows what he's going to do, and they can't stop him. But and now Marcotte's starting to slow him down. I think, Bustamante, again, as he's getting older, the gas tank's going to get more and more challenged. He's 34 now against a 21-year-old fighter. Marcotte should be the guy that's going to be in the best condition out of the two, but Bustamante still doing his thing. All gives up his back now. Both hooks in. That's got to be it. Yeah. That's it from earlier. Oh, and man, another win. 21-3. He just seems unbeatable at this rate. But there are some interesting guys waiting in the wing potentially. An Anderson Silva waiting in the wing. A guy that I think is the perfect opponent for him. A guy that is great on his back. A guy that has great striking. And is just tremendous, of course. We all know Anderson Silva, one of the GOATs. Man, main event, swing and a miss, that's always a challenge and always a gamble, potentially Bustamante. He had been on a nice run, of course, of great and good and even a fantastic fight, but they have a fight with Hoist. Yeah, it happens. But another rear naked choke, 5 rear naked choke wins in a row. Quite impressive. Swick's win was highly impressive. He's definitely going to get a performance bonus for that. Carl Uno was great tonight. Him and Joe Hurley was a very fun fight. I will probably give him a performance bonus as well. Prelim wise, Twister getting Valentin Overeem, that one for the Twister. Some good stuff. Some good stuff tonight, and that will do it for this episode. Yeah, we made $350,000. Good shit there. As our first show of February. And of course, our only show in February, since we're only doing basically one a month. As our next fight card is the Super Showdown show, which it's looking a little wonky right now because a lot of the super heavyweights are not ready. That, or should be ready. At least we were hoping for that were a part of the tournament. It's been just kind of brutal to figure it out because obviously Mark Kerr and Alistair Overeem and Herring and Barnett, as far as those fights happening, it's yeah, it's just been tough to kind of figure out because really with so many of these guys, I mean Schultz ready, but he lost, so it didn't matter. But as far as yeah, you see Overeem 2 months, Herring's gonna be ready in 8 days. So is Mark Kerr. I mean, I guess we could have a replacement fighter fill in, but I feel like that would be a bit cheapening out. But those guys are ready. We might have to rename the show and keep the Super Showdown for another time. But it's just been brutal, brutal stuff. So that will not be when we have our super heavyweight title tournament fight. We definitely need a better main event though, because right now it's Kevin Randleman with versus Don Fry, which is a fun fight, but just not what we probably need for a title fight. Obviously, really the only one that we could probably use, we really can't use. So it's just been because we're gonna have. I'm hoping for Rio. We're gonna have Rafael Cordero on that card. So there's two champs already just with one guy gonna be booked up, but we'll see if we can master it up. I don't think it's gonna be anything huge, unfortunately. There's just the days remaining and just how long it takes for guys to get ready. Don't know what's gonna happen, but Chuck will be ready in 8 days, so that could be huge. We will catch you guys next time though for our next card. Take care, everyone.